How to buy tax lien certificates in Florida. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to buy tax lien certificates in Florida and make it great money. I mean, it's 18%. There's all sorts of great things about this. Florida, a very popular state right now. Probably one of the biggest comments I get, do a Florida video out there. So here you have a Florida video. Okay, now, very important. By the time I get done with this video, I'll show you where to look. There are 67 different counties every single year. There are 67 counties, or sales, I should say, 67 sales every single year in 67 counties. There are 67 different sales happening every month. There's a lot going on with Florida for us to unpack. Get it? Florida holiday destination inside here, okay. And there's a lot more going on in Florida besides the beaches and the villages or the Disney World and all that fun stuff that they have going on there. So let's get right down to it. Listen, subscribe, hit the comments in there. I think more importantly, obviously if you've got a question, hit me up on it. I answer a lot of them in the different videos. I love the questions. I personally answer all of those, every single one of them. But hit the subscribe button. And also, if you have somebody that you think would be benefiting from this information, just copy, paste, and send this over. Hey, I found this over here. I know you were talking about Florida or whatever, but this guy's got some really good information. This guy is Sean, by the way. All right, so let's get down to it. Oh, and by the way, by the time we get done with this, I'll show you, I got a little bonus for you Florida fanatics out there, so stick around for this. Okay, first of all, how do you buy a tax lien in Florida? Florida's a very unique state in how they handle property taxes. Okay, there's a couple of things you need to wrap your head around. First of all, let's just talk about what Florida has been for the last 75 years. Florida has been a retirement state. Now, I think it's moving away from that because the price of Florida real estate has gone up substantially in the last 5 years. The price of insurance on Florida real estate has gone up substantially in the last 4 years again. And so it's kind of pricing a lot of people out, but it still is there. You got to look at this. Over the last 75 years, they're like, peace, I'm out of here. We're going down to Florida. And we're going to live our golden years hanging out at the beach and driving really, really slow, because they drive really slow. It's horrible. Anyways, so what we do is this. In Florida, they say, if somebody is going to lose their property to some back taxes, and it's their primary residence, okay, the price of the property cannot sell for anything less. So if I buy the tax lien on the property, and I'm getting 18%, and I go to foreclose on that property, somebody has to bring that property up to half of the assessed value. An example, let's say it's a $300,000 property. I'd have to bring up $150,000, in that property to do it. Anything over the taxes that were owed, let's say there were $10,000 in taxes owed, that's called excess funds, and that would go over to the property owner. That way, if it is their primary residence, they're retired, and maybe they just forgot, or I don't know what happened. It takes 5 years for this, but at least they have some cash in the pocket. That was the concept behind it. So that's unique about it. So when you're buying a tax lien in Florida, you want to look at, is this a homestead or non-homestead? It doesn't affect whether I buy it or not. Understand that caveat is going to be there later. The other thing I want to look at in Florida, when I buy a tax lien certificate in Florida, and it goes the redemption period in 2 years. At the end of 2 years, I don't foreclose on it. I call the county and they foreclose on it for me. But at the end of the foreclosure, that process means it goes to a tax deed sale and I am the opening bid. So for instance, I buy a $2,000 tax lien certificate at a sale sometime in May. That's when the sales are. And they have to, by law, the tax lien sales have to have started the last business day of May. So what they say is, okay, I want the tax lien for $2,000, and let's say it's 18%. Let's just keep it simple. Okay, boom, 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 boom. I'm cruising around. All of a sudden, now we've got 2 years have gone by. And I say, hey, county, property owner hasn't come in to pay their property taxes off. They go, okay, pay us our fee. Bring all the taxes up in current right now. Let's say they owed another couple $1,000. making it up. So I give them a total of $4,000. They foreclose on the property. The opening bid on this property is my amount of money that I've got on this property, plus the interest rate that's owed to me, and any fees associated with that, okay, that I've got involved in it. So let's just make it up, and let's say it's $5,000. So opening bid is $5,000. If somebody bids this thing up to, whatever, $50,000, I get my money back plus the interest rate, and they get the property. So I am not insured that I get the property just by buying the tax lien if they don't redeem, but I am insured I get that interest rate. If I want the property, there's two things I will do. I will go to my own auction on my own property, or I'll just go to an auction. And those happen every single month. There are some counties that have them every week, okay? So this happens a lot in Florida. So you've got a lot of moving pieces, if you will, in there. But let's talk about tax lien certificates in Florida, okay? I've kind of let the cat out of the bag with a little bit of this. The sales are typically at the end of May because of the state statutes. The state statute said if somebody is delinquent in a calendar year, those property taxes have to come up to sale by the last business day of May of the following year. So if it is 2023 taxes, those sales would have had to have come up in May of 2024. So all of the counties are holding their sales sometime in May, and they have to have started by the last business day, and they can bleed into June. But there you go. Depending on how big the county is and how many liens, depends on how many. But let me tell you, it's a great place to be buying tax lien certificates. Once you buy the lien, okay, there's some paperwork and stuff that you have to file and do, but there you go. You got the lien, you're cruising along. There is a 2-year redemption period in the state of Florida. Now, the bidding process is a little bit of the kink. The kink in it is it's 18%. Somebody says, I'll take it for 17, 16, 14. Who's ever willing to accept the lowest interest rate on the property becomes a successful bidder. Now, sometimes you'll go to a sale and you'll see people bid it down to zero. And you think to yourself, why would they do it? And I think the same thing. What a knucklehead. Why would they bid it down to zero? Now, there are some underlying factors. If the property owner pays within a certain amount of time, there is a penalty. I do believe it's 5%. And so they're hoping to get on that. And hope isn't a plan. Me and my CFO call that smoking hopium. Anybody ever smoked hopium before? Hopium is not a plan. Okay, just ask anybody on there. I don't want to hope somebody pays it early and then the advent I get zero. There might be a first right of refusal for the second year's taxes. They do that in New Jersey, stuff like that. I don't know. So I go in there and I want to buy that lien to the highest interest rate as possible. The second option on that is just going to the deed sale. Say, I don't want to deal with this. I want to go to the deed sale. So every single one of these counties out there are having deed sales typically once a month or more. Okay, so what happens at a deed sale is it's already gone through this lien process that we talked about. They haven't paid within the prescribed amount of time. Somebody has started the foreclosure. The county brings it up, and these are sales typically online. You go in there, you find a property, boom, and every month, click, 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 click. You're finding properties, you're going after them, and you're making it happen. Unbelievable situation in the state of Florida. Now, this isn't a sign. I love it when people, people are lazy. Don't be lazy. Okay, just because we're talking about Florida doesn't mean it's the best one. Oh, we gotta do Florida. Oh, it's online. Okay, I guess. But there are 50 other states out there, and there are very few states out there that I just go, nah, I wouldn't want to do that. Every single state has their nuance. Every single state has their, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. We're going to make a ton of money on this. We talked about Michigan. We've talked about Georgia. We've talked about New York, New Jersey, in Nevada. I mean, there's nobody lives in Nevada except for, Reno and Las Vegas. The rest of it's, bombing territory or UFOs, but there's still great sales there. So what I don't want you to do is look at this and go, this is where I have to go. There is so much information on Florida. This is what I'm going to do. This is my gift to you. I've got a free mini course that I just put together that you can have, okay, that walks you through this whole step. And I don't concentrate on one area. I show you how to do it all over the country so you can make a ton of money on it. And again, this is my gift to you. All you have to do is click the link down in the thing below there that says higginsmethod.com or type in higginsmethod.com. Click there, get me your email information, and I will send this as a gift to you. Send it over to a friend. They can get a gift too, or whatever you want to do. It can be a big party. But this is a really good way for you to get started and start getting your first properties right away. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck. We'll see you out there.